Yesterday in science, you listened to the story Measuring Penny, and you watched Lisa measure a lot of different things. For example, you watched her measure dogs' noses in standard units, such as inches, and she used a ruler to do that. She used a measuring tool, such as a ruler, to do that. She measured in inches. And she used the inches, which is a standard unit. And we use inches a lot here in the United States because that is the US customary measuring system. And sometimes we also measure in centimeters. That's part of the metric system. Then centimeters, meters, liters, that's also part of the metric system. Those are used a lot in scientific purposes all around the world. Now, when you hear standard unit like inch or centimeter, those are things that you're going to find on a ruler, right? Inch and centimeter. And those are a standard unit. But sometimes we use fun things. That might be called a non-standard unit. A non-standard unit. Non-standard unit. So when we say non, that's like saying not the standard unit, not the regular way or not the regular units that we measure in. So usually we measure in inches or centimeters, but today you're going to measure in a non-standard way. You're going to measure in a non-standard unit, and you're going to pick. I'm showing you some examples. I want you to measure a piece of paper in a non-standard unit. Instead of using a ruler and putting the ruler down and seeing that, okay, it looks like this piece of paper is about 11 inches long. And I know that when I look at my ruler and I see, oh, there's numbers on this side and numbers on this side, how do I tell the difference? Which one's inches and which one's centimeters? I remember that inches are bigger than centimeters, that I can fit they're about 2.5 centimeters in 1 inch. So today, instead of measuring and using a measuring tool to find and using inches as a standard unit to find out how long something is, you're going to use a non-standard unit. And I'm showing you some examples. You could use a non-standard unit and see how long the piece of paper is in crackers. I have started to show you how to line them up I have Ritz crackers. Or I pulled out a couple things that we both probably might have at home. Fact triangles. Could line them up nicely. Playing cards. Paper clips. And when you line these things up, like the paper clips or even money, coins. Now, if you used coins, you would need to make sure that they were all the same coin. All quarters, all pennies, because even though it's a non-standard unit, you would want them to still all be the same non-standard unit, because a quarter is not the same size as a nickel, so it wouldn't be the same. Same with paper clips. You'd want them to all be small paper clips or all big paper clips. And if you're going to use crackers, you'd want them to all be the same cracker. So you don't have to use these kind. You could use Cheez-Its, or maybe you have Cheerios at home and you could line up the Cheerios. But take a second and look how I have these lined up. They are stacked end to end, all starting to go up in a nice row. So I want you to pick something at home that you have a lot of, maybe a food, maybe like an office type supply, maybe some change, maybe your fact triangle, maybe it's a toy or a block. And I want you to measure a piece of paper you're going to use a non-standard unit, not in inches, not in centimeters. And I want you to tell me how long this piece of paper is. How long it is. So maybe you will end up telling me that it is, I am just guessing, I do not know, but maybe you will tell me that it is 15 pennies long. I do not know how long it is. I do not know if it is 15 pennies, although I'm going to find out in just a second if it is 15 pennies or long or not. But your unit is pennies. Your unit is pennies. So this is going to be your activity today. I want you to measure a piece of paper and pick your non-standard unit that you're going to be measuring in. Is it going to be a food like a cracker? And you would just keep laying them down until you got to the end. And then you would say it would be about, or maybe it will be exact. Same with the fact triangles. You would keep laying them down nice and neat, not overlapping, not on top of each other, but nice and straight. I can't wait to see what you come up with.